Hey, what's up guys, TheCampingRusher here. Welcome back everybody to another Fortnite video, and today we're finally taking some time, probably a good 10 minutes, 11 minutes or so, to discuss the Season 5 storyline. Now, I've taken a good while to really dive into this, but I found 3 theories with some evidence and just a lot of connections, and now I've got kind of enough people believing one thing. You know, I never really want to come in with my opinion, because my opinion isn't fully formed until we get the smart people who go in, dig, and get the research, get the evidence, and then I kind of form my opinion with that. Because why would I do it if I'm not doing the research like these guys are? I just, let the smart guys take care of it, and then I'll form my opinion. I think a lot of us are the same, and I'm here to present that information to you. So, without further ado, let's get into it. There's going to be 3 separate Reddit posts today. I'm not going to read all of them. A lot of their stuff is very similar, and that's why I'm using their stuff, and these are the ones that have went bigger on Reddit, I'll say. And I'm just, you're not going to see pictures on your screen. All 3 Reddits will be posted down below. So if you want to read along with me, go ahead. We're going to start off with Silently Reading. And this one is Norse mythology and potential clues to the direction of Season 5 and maybe even Season 6. So, hey guys and girls, I have a bit of a long one for you. So hear me out. So for those that don't know, Ragnarok, and sorry if I pronounce it wrong, I know I probably am. People have been giving me heck for doing that, but what can you do? Ragnarok, we're going with that, is an important event in ancient Norse mythology, essentially foretelling the end of the current Earth cycle and creation of a new cycle, essentially the apocalypse. One theory for Ragnarok contained in Norse mythology by Neil Gaiman stipulates that the beginning of the end begins with a never-ending winter, as seen with the Viking village. It's always snowing, okay, causing a chain of events that brings about the destruction of the gods, the planets, and resets human civilization. Ooh, it's getting interesting, baby. What makes me think that a character skin may lead to this? Well, in all honesty, my investigation started when I was looking at a post by Nesu Pizza, which brought up the spider symbol of both Sledgehammer and the squad leader skins. This was quickly brushed off by other users as they were part of the same set, and they have the same badge. But if you look closely, the symbol is not the same symbol as squad leaders. So here is the symbol. You're seeing it on your screen right now. And then here is, and I believe the symbol is the icon. And then here is the squad leader symbol. Sorry, it's low quality, but you can obviously tell if you want to rewind quickly, they are separate symbols. Both spiders-ish, right? They're both spiders, but they're separate. They're similar, but not the same. That's his point, all right? The symbol on Sledgehammer is more of a Nordic rune in style. A symbol. I was curious to see what the Nordic symbol for spider was, and he couldn't find much. Personally, he has nothing to back this up, and I believe Sledgehammer's symbol is epic Nordic symbol for their character Ragnarok. So that part's kind of his just out of nowhere speculation. Just got to point that part out. The similarities between the ruin and the skin are very close. Now, what does this mean for my theory? Maybe nothing, but Epic loves to throw in small details and clues. An example of that was the rocket in Season 4. I believe there was a rocket battle pass icon, and obviously that became a pretty big deal. This led me to dig deeper into the myth. Personally, I don't believe that we'll be seeing any other ancient culture this season. I believe that the Traveler has opened up the 9 ancient Nordic realms and has brought upon us Ragnarok and potentially the theme for next season. And this is the important part, post-apocalypse. Apocalyptic, all right? As the season progresses, I believe that we will start to see some drastic changes to the map. More snow, government involved, the Rook skin in the Battle Pass, very interesting. Maybe the detectives still have a story to be told. I don't know. Leading to an apocalyptic style map next season. And this would allow for different game modes, yada, yada, yada. So that's the first post. And the reason that I like this is, one, it defines the Norse, the Ragnarok, because that's the huge thing. The start there with the Ragnarok being an important event, foretelling the apocalypse, the end of the end of the Earth cycle, creation of a new cycle. That's the important part. And then also the never-ending winter. All right, those because those are the things that we have evidence in Fortnite. But I like the post-apocalypse. I predicted we thought there was going to be some flood or some wasteland nuclear thing. I predicted that last season. It didn't happen. I think it is the perfect storyline theme for a season. I just don't know why they wouldn't do it, so maybe this is the season they're tackling it. And so far, with this Norse mythology, with this Ragnarok connection, there's a reason they named him that, right? The tier 100 skin. So maybe that's what they were hinting at. I don't know. But right now, before we move on to the next post, adding on to this theory, can you go down and touch that like button for me, of course, and leave a comment at any point today What do you think about all this? Do you believe it? What's your own theory? Because, I love building on this stuff, and it's much easier, and it's almost impossible without your guys' comments and your help, and you could be featured in the next one. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. All right, next post. This one is from Wolfman2314141. Ragnarok could happen in Fortnite, if you want to read along with me. And I'm going to skip the starting part because it kind of, the one part I'll say here is the Great Winter is that snowfall that happens before the apocalypse. It's actually called the Fimble Winter or the Great Winter. All right, so that's part of the mythology behind it. Another sign of Ragnarok is the sun and the moon disappearing. So if that happens in Fortnite, we know why. So keep your eyes peeled. If the sun and the moon disappears, we know why. This last thing here, I believe the Ragnarok skin is the Acer god Baldur. It says the Ragnarok skin, is part of the Harbinger set. Baldur is the harbinger of the Ragnarok event. Harbinger means foreshadowing something, basically. The full description of the skin is the cold harbinger of fate. So harbinger means something. Baldur could be the god, and there's a little bit of a connection there, it seems. Lastly, Baldur has a ship called, this one, Hringhorni, which was said to be the largest ship ever made according to Norse mythology. That might be why there is a ship on top of the hill and a new ship glider. Here's more info on Ragnarok, so for those who don't know exactly what it is. Ooh, I like that one. So the Baldur connection right away, that's the harbinger. There's a connection there with the description. And then that Baldur had a ship which was said to be the largest ship ever made in Norse mythology, according to Norse mythology. And there's that massive ship in the Viking village. Believe me, I know it, man. I land there every game. And then of course with the new Viking skin, there's that ship glider. So people jump, and this one I'm pointing out here has the most upvotes out of the three we're going to talk about today. So this one, it's just because it's short, simple, and has a lot of connections. It has kind of a lot. I don't want to call it proof. I want to call it connections. All right. So I like that one. I really like that one. And we are going to move on to this final one. This is by Pocky785 Theory. Worlds collide, progressive map changes. And we're going to skip a bunch of it because he basically, to sum some of it up, he talks about the snow spreading, possibly the Ragnarok is a villain and expanding the Viking territory. So that theory is a little bit different, and I don't necessarily want to go into it or agree with it. But you guys can go read this down below, of course. But he ends up developing a little bit of a storyline for Drift, our season 1 Drift. And Drift is a weird character. And I had no idea, and this helps a little bit, of how this guy was going to work. All right, so let's hear his take. This is after he talks about the Ragnarok theory, and it's similar to everything else, but basically Ragnarok's a bad guy and wants to spread the Viking village, the Viking clan everywhere. Drift is an unlikely protagonist, a delinquent who is swept up into some bizarre adventure just because he decided to vandalize some random thing in the middle of the desert, the Durburger face. And this was on Earth, of course. We know that this guy was a normal dude, it seems, right? A delinquent. I think that's a good way to put it. Now he's stuck in the Fortnite Island, a place falling apart and in need of a hero. As the season progresses, Drift will gather different powers from different cultures, which will appear on the map slowly from now until the end of Season 5. This is supported by his Kitsune mask, which contains things from many cultures, as well as the glowing Asian character on the back of his jacket in his final form. Very cool observation there, the back of the jacket. Furthermore, Drift has the power to manipulate the interdimensional portals. We know this because the description for his mining tool says, piercing through the dimensional plane. Oh baby, it's getting better. This is the power he will use to fix the map, as opposed to Ragnarok's approach. Finally, the sand pouring through the rift is likely Epic's way of alluding to this being a desert expansion. And there's the snow going, there's the sand through one crack, and there's the snow through the other one. Just want to point that out. And personally, he sees it ending in one of two ways, or I think he's got three ways. I don't know if I agree with it, but I'll say it regardless. Drift succeeds, defeats Ragnarok, and saves the island. Ragnarok succeeds, brings about the end of the world, and then the process returns the island back to normal. This could also bring about an apocalypse theme for Season 6. There's that apocalypse, so maybe I do agree with it, because that's the one I'm on again, man. I like my apocalypses, apparently. Number 3, Epic throws a curveball, and the road skin changes everything as discussed in my other post. And that's what we got to keep in mind. The road trip skin is definitely a thing, and we have no idea how it's going to work, right? Not that we had any idea with the Visitor. It totally took us by surprise, but this drift theory is super. It seems very on point to me. Like with that piercing through the dimensional plane, like he seems to, as he evolves, he starts getting these powers while being in the Fortnite world. I don't think he has these powers before he comes to the Fortnite world, and I think that's what this guy is saying as well. And then, you know, whether Ragnarok's a bad guy or not, it seems like he is, right? I think all theories are saying he's a bad guy. He's going to bring the world to the end, to a new cycle, and I guess that's bad. I don't know, right? Who knows? But what do you guys think of all this? I think this is a super freaking cool theory, and I'm hyped. I love this stuff. Subscribe to the channel, man, if you're new around here. And seriously, touch that like button for me on your way out and leave a comment. These are the best videos to do so. What the heck do you think? Where is this going? Do you agree, disagree, additions? Yeah, let me know down below. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a good day. Talk soon. Take care. And goodbye.